been here before. Don't wanna draw any attention to all the crazy things that I shouldn't mention. Not really sure, but it feels like my feet are glued to the floor. Don't wanna open up my mouth, cause I'm afraid of what's gonna come out. Life is but a dream. This can't be happening. Wake up, scream. I'm in a twisted reality. Twisted. I'm seeing visions. I'm not sure who's the one making the decisions. Wake up, scream. I'm in a twisted reality.
So fragile, like it was built to break off the handle. How'd we get to this place? We're leaving everything behind for new and exciting feelings, but I won't leave you. Will everything we know be lost and changed for something new? Only time will tell, but I'll be holding you. 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 Let's slow down. I wanna live right now. I'm not worried, thinking about tomorrow. I'm feeling everything I need from you. It's all I believe in. I know you feel it too. Will everything we know be lost and changed for something new? Only time will tell.
Pretty
I won't let you
low
forget it.
key
Don't worry.
sound.
I'll find you. I'll chase you
So
down.
get your phones out and make sure you tweet and text and post.
What's happening, guys?
Ali, you're gonna be big one.
Thanks for tuning in to our Royal Flush Girl Satellite, WPT Royal Flush Girl Satellite. The winner of this event is going to get a ticket into our 590 satellite. You're going to get a seat into tomorrow, day 1B of our 5K $1 million guarantee here live at Best Bet Jacksonville. My name's Dustin Shacklock. Thanks for tuning in. Jumping right into the first hand here.
6 full. 200. Yep. 7 phones. 8 full.
Huh?
5 checks.
Nobody cared about seeing it anyway.
Oh, this is worth $50.
How's that?
Girl, it's me and you.
Oh no. Alright, 5, that's 400. So it's gonna be 400.
Looks like Allie McDeal taking down the first hand of the night with the 8-7 offsuit out of the big blind. We're on to the next hand.
I'm just trying to like
Like I said, well, a lot of these players got into this satellite via giveaways, via our radio show. If you guys don't tune into the radio show, you're missing out on some chances at some free rolls. Spin it all the way up into a 590 seat, maybe win your way into the 5K 1 mil. Seven-handed here. Blind started out at 100, 200. Got the Royal Flush Girls here in the house. Ivy there in the 3 seat. One of the WPT Royal Flush Girls. Wolfgang picking up Ace Jack suited on the button. Makes it 500 out over a couple limpers. Looks like this one might get through. Oh, Ivy might look him up here. King 10 offsuit. And we're going to be heads up to the flop, Ivy and Wolfgang. Wolfgang getting a piece of it, but Ivy's got the open ender. I don't know if she's going anywhere. Don't let these Royal Flush Girls fool you. They do know how to play. They know what they're doing out there. They travel around the country playing these things. Wolfgang coming out with the C bet. Ivy trying to decide if she wants to continue with the open ender or not. Ivy was last year's winner of our Royal Flush Girls Satellite. Wolfgang improving to 2 pair there in the turn. Queens and jacks with an ace. Clicking it over. Spades get there. Another scare card for Wolfgang coming in on the river. He decides to click it back. He's going to show the 2 pair, and he's going to take down the second pot of the night. Plus 1,700. 2 hands in. Not a bad way to start. Once again, the winner of this gets a 590 seat into tonight's Mega Satellite. The Mega Satellite's going to give you the chance to win your way into tomorrow's Day 1B of our 1 million guarantee here at Best Bet Jacksonville. Day 1A currently happening right now here at Best Bet Jacksonville. We got over 120 players in Day 1A, looking good, right on pace to smash the guarantee. Got over 120 players so far in Day 1A, and hopefully get twice that many tomorrow, Day 1B. Mitch coming in for a limp with the Queen Jack suited. Wolfgang right behind him, Ace 4 off in the cutoff. Small blind calls. Big blind looks like she's going to check it. Wow, everybody getting a piece of it. Wolfgang picks up a 4. Mitch with the best piece, Queen Jack suited. Steve coming out for 400, also with a queen, hoping it's good. He picks up 2 callers so far. That's never a good feeling. Wolfgang's in there also, getting a pretty good price. We're going 4 ways to the turn. 7 of hearts coming in. No help to anyone. Steve double barreling his queen here on the turn. Got Mitch there with a better queen. Looks like he's going to lay it down. Steve gets one through. Queen 9 offsuit, taking it down. Pair of queens good. Steve scoops a pot. So you can see, guys, we got the Royal Flush girls there in the 3 seat, the 7 seat there, and Allie McDeal in the 5 seat. The rest of the players won their way in via free rolls, via whether it be the radio show, Facebook giveaways, Twitch giveaways. Won their way into the Royal Flush Girl Satellite, hoping to get to that 590. We're also running single table sit and goes. Win your way into the 5K. Wolfgang picking up 2 7s in the hijack. Just men clicking it to 400. Gets through the 8-4 suited of Allie. Tyler on the button. Tyler in the small blind there. One of our Royal Flush girls. She's coming along ace-jack suited. Guns in the chat asking about the cell phone policy. So our new cell phone policy for our cash games, you can have your phone. It can't be in your lap. It can be on the table. You can't use it anytime you're in a hand. But since this is a promotional thing and we have the Royal Flush girls and Allie McDeal in the house, we are going to let them use their phones for this. But as far as our cash game policy, our new cash game policy is you can use your phones when you're not in the hand. They can't be in your lap. They can be on the rail. As far as tournaments go, you're not allowed to have your phone on you during any of our live stream final tables. New cell phone policies. Wolfgang's 2 7s still in the lead here. Tyler not going anywhere. Ace-jack suited. Not the best card for Wolfgang's hand. King of diamonds coming in on the river. These players getting, they started with 4K here. 100, 200. Tyler looks like she's getting a little short over there after making a couple calls this pot. Wolfgang takes it down. That's 2 big ones for Wolfgang. Linda Purvis in the chat. Thanks. Yeah, we think that is probably the best way to handle the new cell phone debacle here. So, like we said, we'll let them use it today for this promotional satellite. Allie McDeal's just probably on there Instagramming. Wolfgang picking up 2 7s again. Steve calling behind him with the queen-jack offsuit. And we're going to be heads up to the flop. This time Steve out flopping him. Making top pair there on the flop. Steve bets and Wolfgang lays down the 2 7s. Steve picks up the pot. Make sure you guys tune in later. We're going to have a big 10-25 no-limit hold'em cash game. We got about 20 names on the list so far. You might recognize some of the names. Big 10-25 no-limit hold'em cash game coming up to follow the Royal Flush Girl Satellite tonight. Got a couple of big names in town playing the 1 mil guarantee. WPT main event. So we're going to recruit them over to the live stream table, run a big 10-25 no-limit hold'em cash game. This time, Mitch bumping it up with the 2 6s. Guns, I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Postal thing. We have to keep in mind that all of these are simply allegations. There's no proof of anything. They're all allegations. Todd Jackson deuces with a 10 in the small blind. He's just going to rip it. He might get called by Mitch here. Mitch is getting pretty short stack. Nope, gets out of the way. Todd takes one down. Jackson deuces with a 10, taking one down. We are on to the next hand. Still seven-handed here, a couple hands into a Royal Flush Girl Satellite. We are live on a delay out of Best Bet Jacksonville. Right in the middle of day 1A. WPT main event. $1 million guarantee main event. Got a couple bounties out in the field. Matt Affleck, Jonathan Little, Bart Hansen, Lonnie Hardwood,
Best player at the table. That's
Tony Miles. Spoke to Tony Miles earlier. He's in the field.
What type of sales do you do for your day job, Ellie?
Looks like blinds are up. We're at 200, 400 now.
I'm hoping if
Allie McNeil getting in there under the gun with 8-5 suited.
400 above.
Action folds around to Ivy in the small blind. Wolfgang with 2 7s again.
I'm not gonna need to tell you that because you've won this 3 times. Out of luck.
That's the third time Wolfgang's had 2 7s.
I feel like
I just like to laugh and
I don't
then
care who's playing. It's hard to beat 8 people.
exactly. I think I was drinking then. I'm sober now.
Well, then, hey, Nancy.
the cocktail waitress is just here. That's
Oh, no, actually, no. She said she plays worse sober. Carry on.
Allie McNeil flopping the flush draw here. Looked like, I think Todd folded Jack 6 of clubs there on the button, so she's drawing a little thinner than she thinks she is. She might get this one through, though. Wolfgang can't call with 2 7s, and Ivy completely whiffed the board. Allie McNeil taking one down, picking up 800. Getting ready to pay those blinds next.
The last time that you won, then you weren't sober, and then you just told me you didn't drink. So something doesn't add up here.
She quit drinking last year.
That's
She
exactly what
quit
we're doing
drinking
right
at
now.
like 4 a.m. And currently she's on the wagon.
Yeah, yeah.
She says she only drinks for peer pressure. That's what we're doing right now.
Great.
Yeah. Totally feeling
Solid
it.
point. Sorry.
All right, Allie and I'm the only one that ordered a drink. If we're gonna play it. No, that's what it means.
Royal Flush Girl Tyler there in the 7 seed, picking up 2 queens. Under the gun +1. Looks like she's gonna get a little trappy with him, just lipping, calling the 400. Allie McNeil's gonna check it there in the big blind. Looks like we didn't catch Allie's cards here. Frank Spalding in the chat. This is a satellite into a satellite to get you into the main event. So this satellite was a free roll. Players got into this satellite via Facebook giveaways, radio show giveaways. We gave away tickets into this. The winner of this satellite will get a $5.90 ticket into another satellite tonight, which will get you into the main event tomorrow. Tyler improving to 2 pair. Queens and 8s with a 7. And that's going to be good. She takes that one down.
Oh, Tyler.
I know, like, I bet if she calls, then I'm afraid.
You're like, I'm going to stop.
Scared me off. Scared me off. Scared me off.
Ace 5.
Right?
So it's 400 a call? Four raises to 800.
Looks like we got stuck on this hand. Graphics will catch up here momentarily. Might have to back him back out real quick. And then we'll be on to the next hand. Yeah, there we go. Catch the graphics back up real quick. And then we'll be back on track. Thanks for tuning in, guys. My name's Dustin Shacklock. Like I said earlier, we have a big 10-25 no-limit hold'em game to follow the Royal Flush Girl Satellite. Here, Best Bet Live, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Hoping to get a couple big names in the mix. I think Jonathan Little might be in the game. Maybe Bart Hansen. George Wolf, for those of you who know George Wolf, big local high-stakes grinder.
Man, what's in the cocktail area for?
This time we got Wolfgang Ace Queen off versus Steve Ace Jack off. Steve outflops him on the Jack 6-5 board. Guns 333. I totally agree. If this Postle thing turns out to be true, the allegations against them turn out to be true, it's very wrong. It's bad for poker. I agree.
Okay, sorry. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. Tell me.
All right, on to the next hand here. Mitch picking up the 8-6 offsuit under the gun. He's been pretty snug so far in this thing. That's definitely a fold from him. Todd out of the way. This time Ivy with the 2-7s. Royal Flush Girl Ivy there in the 3-seat.
I didn't know if you said anything or not.
She's just coming along with the 400. Wolfgang coming along. King Jack offsuit in the cutoff. Allie McDeal making the call. Ace 3 off. Looks like Steve trying to bomb it over to the limpers here. Makes it 1,200 with the King Queen offsuit in the small blind. If he was trying to get some folds, he should have gone a little bigger there. I think everyone's just going to call. Tyler making the all-in for her last 1,200 with some mystery cards. Ivy with the lip jam. 2 black 7s, getting her last 2,200 in the middle.
My coach there's like, no, what are you doing?
It's only 1,000 more for Steve to call, potentially knock out both Royal Flush Girls. Royal Flush Girls worth $50 each. A $50 bounty on both Royal Flush Girls and Allie McDeal. So Steve can. Oh, it looks like Tyler wasn't all in. She still got chips behind. Just Ivy at risk here. Just Ivy at risk. 2 black 7s versus the King Queen offsuit. Ivy's bounty worth $50. And Steve gets one step closer to winning that 590 ticket. Oh, flops a queen. Ivy needs one of the 2 remaining 7s in the deck. Spades don't help. Aces and queens with a king. Aces and queens and 9s with a king. Steve's 3-pair good. Steve picks up the $50 bounty for eliminating Ivy. Ivy's going to hit the rail. Down to 1 Royal Flush Girl left in the field. And we're 6-handed. If one of the Royal Flush Girls happens to win, then the second place finisher will still get the 590 seat. The Royal Flush Girls can't win the satellite seat. They can win the bounties. They just can't win the 590 seat. So if one of the Flush Girls happens to take it down, which happened last year, they don't win the 590 seat. The second place finisher will get the 590 seat and be in the satellite. Sinistar in the chat asking about the 20K high roller last night. That was Alex Foxen. GPI number 2 player of the year so far, over 12 million in earnings, picked up 182K last night. They're a $20,000 no limit hold'em high roller. He went heads up against 2015 WSOP main event champion Joe McKeon. They played heads up for about an hour, and Alex came up on top. They went into heads up play. Alex had him almost 3-1. Took about an hour, and then Alex closed out the deal. Chatter in the seat. Yeah, you know that guy in the 2 seat. Pro UTH player for sure. For sure. UTH master. Alex Foxen, 2019 WPT Best Bet 20K High Roller Champion. Sinistar, cool. Yeah, McKeon took him heads up. McKeon took home 109K. Not bad for a day's work. Joe McKeon's in the field right now playing the day 1A of the 1 mil.
All right, 3-6, ladies, did you order?
A good soda. I have a feeling that when I leave here,
Joe McKeon versus Alex Foxen.
they might not be happy.
It's a great heads-up match. Both players played extremely well. Joe McKeon made some amazing folds. He also made some amazing calls against Alex Foxen. Very impressed with Joe McKeon's hand-reading ability against Alex Foxen. He called him down with 4th pair in one hand. Alex Foxen triple barrel. Joe McKeon called him down with 4th pair. Joe McKeon folded top pair to him in one spot when he correctly both times.
You're getting serious now.
I think it's 12 minimum. At least
Are we still at 600?
It's 600.
3-6.
What did you raise? Okay, so 12. It's going to be 12. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Lupe in the chat. Team Allie, for sure. Team Allie McDeal.
Do we not have a clock?
Allie McDeal, one of 2 remaining bounties here in the field. Each bounty worth $50. That's right, satellite into the mega via free roll. Wolfgang making a 1200 ace queen offsuit.
All right, guys, good luck. Thank you.
Do the wave.
Quick dealer change, be back in the action. Once again, winner gets a 590 seat into tonight's 590 mega. Last year's WPT main event champion Tony Tran took home 329K, I think, 327K, taking down the 5K main event.
All right, guys. It's time. It's time to let the hot blood out. It's time. Here we go. Yeah. Where do we at? 6? So I got maybe 12. I'll make it 18.
Chatter, if you're still watching there in the chat, it's your move in Pineapple, buddy. On to the next hand. Mitch with the 2 sevens, this hand on the button.
Right.
Just going to stuff it over the top of Allie's raise. Allie made it 1,800 with ace tray offsuit under the gun. Mitch just going to rip it with 2 sevens for his last 3,000.
Go like that? How much is that?
Mitch giving her the speech. Guns in the chat for sure. 7s is the hand today.
But I feel like you have to show.
Allie's going to make the call. Ace tray offsuit. She is a bounty.
Oh, I do. Oh,
She's got chips behind, though, so she's not at risk. Mitch can't win her bounty this hand.
I got one card to show you.
Cards are going to come up. Ace tray off versus the 2 sevens from Mitch.
Oh, no. At least I got one card. Though.
Pocket 7s again.
Oh, 7. I mean, ace.
All right, to the flop. 2 sevens in the lead. Allie's going to need some help.
Jack.
7s and 9s with a jack still in the lead on the turn. A jack or an ace for Allie. Nope. 2 sevens. Mitch's 2 sevens good. He's going to take that one down. Does not get Allie's bounty. Looks like she's still got about 400 chips behind. She's got a couple of black chips. Bun's going to move. We're down to the remaining 6 players here in the Royal Flush Girls Satellite. Don't forget to tune in later, guys. Big 10-25 game.
All right, guys.
If you guys know George Wolf, you guys know he's going to buy in for $1 billion.
Chip and chair.
I think we're going to have Jonathan Little in the game, possibly Bart Hansen, a couple big locals,
Will equate to a win.
maybe Yichi Lee. It's going to be a fun game. And if you guys ever tune into any of those big 10-25 games, you guys know it's going to play more like a 10-25, 100, 1 million game. Those games tend to get out of control quick. That'll be a fun one. We're excited to have that one. That's following this Royal Flush Girl Satellite. We should be on air with that no later than 7:30 tonight.
One card less than last time. I got 2 live cards. That's good.
Allie's all in for her remaining 200 chips. 9 deuce off versus Jack 7 suited. She's a little behind, but her cards are still live.
Win together, sir. Oh, that is a good flop.
Wow. Allie got the spade draw, the all spade flop. An ace. No, ace or king, no good. She needs a spade. Spade, 9 deuce. Aces and 10s with a king. Aces and 10s with a king. Allie McNeil stays alive barely.
I just chipped up. Did you guys see that? I literally chipped up. The infinity of chipping up, chip in a chair. It went from 200 to 300. Now I'm going to go from 3 to 12 or something. It's got to happen.
How we doing? Allie made it through a big line?
I chipped up. I made a chip.
Allie picking up a chip there. Made 1 chip there on the chop.
All right. Savage.
Chop it up.
Where is he? He's over there somewhere.
Allie's all in the small blind. She doesn't have enough to cover the small blind. She's all in. Looks like Tyler, our last Royal Flush Girl on the field, getting it all in with her last 600. Jack 4 offsuit. Todd getting it all in there. Queen Trey offsuit. Todd trying to pick up 2 bounties here. Todd trying to pick up the 2 bounties out there. Allie McNeil and Royal Flush Girl Tyler, both worth 50 apiece. Both Allie McNeil and Tyler at risk.
You guys, hold on, please. Hold on. I need to give a speech. A very quick speech.
Uh-oh.
From 2 chips to 3 chips. So now I'm hoping to go from 3 chips to 9 chips.
Makes sense.
We're on a roll, kids.
Makes sense. Trying to spin it up one time. Oh, Tyler goes from worst to first. Oh, no, she's behind. Allie's got the Queen Jack. Oh, no, Tyler improves to 2 pair. Todd with the flush draw. Todd has the Queen of Diamonds. Todd praying for a diamond. Gets there. Todd scoops, knocking out 2 players, picking up 2 bounties. Allie and Tyler both eliminated. Todd scoops a big one, jumps into first place, eliminates 2 players, picks up 2 bounties, and we're going to be 4-handed. Wolfgang, now all the pretty girls are gone. Everyone's going to turn it off. Todd picking up 2 bounties, double bounty win. Goes from worst to first pretty quick. Making the 4-card flush. Putting some of those UTH skills to work. All right, now we're 4-handed. Wolfgang picking up 2 queens in the cutoff with only 2,200 behind. Looks like he makes it 1,500 to go. Gets through the blinds, and he's still alive. Team Alley couldn't get there this time. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure to listen to our radio show Wednesdays at 6 from 6 to 7 on 1010XL. That's how a lot of these players free rolled into this event. Spin it up, get a free roll into the satellite, spin the satellite up into the 590, getting the 5K. Oh, Todd stuffs it right into the 2 aces of Mitch. Was that a trap? I didn't see the pre-flop action, but I think Mitch might have just trapped him here. Did Mitch just limp the 2 aces? And Todd stuffs the queen deuce off and walked right into it. I didn't see the pre-flop action. Looks like Mitch just called pre. Todd ripped his last 6K. And Mitch made a pretty easy call with the best starting hand and no limit hold'em. 2 red aces. Mitch, Todd at risk here. I don't know if Mitch has him covered. Looks like Todd's got Mitch covered by about 300 chips. Todd cannot win. Mitch turning the full house. Aces full of 10s there on the turn. Todd drawing dead. Dead. Todd dead in the water. He's got 300 chips left. Makes a deuce. 10s and deuces, no good. Mitch is going to take that one down. Limps the aces. Gets a little trappy on Todd there. It works. Todd's all in the small blind for his last 300. We're getting close to being 3-handed in this thing. All of the bounties have been eliminated. Mitch picking up ace-8 offsuit on the button. Todd already all in the small blind with the jack-4 suited. And now we get an option from Wolfgang here. Wolfgang checking the 2 6s. Wolfgang and Mitch going to be heads up in a side pot. Todd trying to turn that last 300 into 900. Mitch getting the best of it. Todd's going to need a lot of help to stay alive. He's going to need running queen 10, running jacks. There you go. Mitch taking down the side pot. All hands got to come up anytime we're in an all-in situation in a tournament. Todd drawing to 5% equity here in the hand. He needs running straight cards. That's not going to help him. Todd's gone. Luckily, he took out those 2 bounties, picking up $100 for his effort. We're going to be 3-handed Mitch with a big chip lead here in this thing. Let's not forget about Steve there, though, in the 6th seat. He's got some chips.
Remember, 590 satellite seat on the line.
Down to 3-handed, 3 left. Only 1 ticket up for grabs. They're going to play it out to the bloody end. Steve getting a walk with King Jack offsuit in the big blind. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. My name is Dustin Shacklock. We're watching Royal Flush Girl Satellite, WPT sit and go, playing for a 590 satellite ticket into our main event going on now. Soon to follow, 1025 no limit hold'em cash game. That's going to be a fun one. When I got here at about 3:30 today, we already had 20 names on that list for that 1025 no limit hold'em game. Mitch trying to play it out with Wolfgang one time from the small blind. Is he getting ready to raise here? He does. Makes it 1,600 to go. Wolfgang getting pretty short stacked over there. Doesn't have a whole lot of chips. Mitch could just apply a little bit of pressure here. Wolfgang will be out pretty soon. They can play heads up for the 590 seat. Wolfgang needs to get it in, get a double up. All right, Mitch with the button. He's first to act this hand. 8-6 offsuit on the button. Gets out of the way. Wolfgang's going to get in his last 2,200. Is that right? Wolfgang gets it in with his last 2,200. He's 2,600 and takes it down. Picks up the blind, the big blind. We're at 4 and 8. Wolfgang with 3,400. Looks like Steve only about 6K. Steve this time with the King 7 offsuit, little blind versus blind action, just with the call. Mitch in the big blind, checking back 3-4 offsuit, and we're going to be heads up to the flop. Best hand wins. Steve out flopping him on the 7-9-10 board. Pair 7's good. He bets it, takes it down. Button moves. This time short stack Wolfgang in the big blind. After Wolfgang calls the big blind there, I think he's only got about 2,600-ish. Steve, King 4 off on the button. Kind of makes sense for him to call there. They could eliminate Wolfgang, then play for the seat. Mitch bumping it up with the Jack 7 of clubs. Wolfgang with the same hand. He might just rip it here. There he goes. Jack 7 versus Jack 7. It's only...
How much is it? $3.
Mitch makes the call. They got the same hand. Jack 7 versus Jack 7. Oh. Wow. Mitch flopping a big club draw. Oh, gets there on the turn. Wolfgang drawing dead. Another club on the river, all the clubs. Mitch is going to knock out Wolfgang. We're going to be heads up for that 590 mega satellite seat. Heads up, Steve and Mitch. 2 players left in the Royal Flush Girl satellite. All the bounties have been eliminated. Just playing for the seat. The winner gets a seat to the 590. The 590 gets you into the 5K. The 5K, if you win it, gets you probably well over 300K. Mitch bumping it up on the button here. Queen 8 offsuit, making it 1,600 to go. Steve's going to have to start playing some hands once they get heads up, or Mitch is just going to steal all of his blinds. Steve's been pretty snug so far, but that doesn't work when you're heads up. Here we go, to the flop. Queen 8, way in the lead. Mitch is going to need some running straight cards. I don't think he can continue. Oh, Mitch getting a little trappy here, checking top pair heads up. That's not a fun card for Mitch. Now he's going to bet it. Takes a big blind. Takes 2 big blinds off of Steve that hand. Mitch with a big chip lead here. Steve 7 tray offsuit. Mitch, we don't have his hole cards yet. Steve just lets it go. Doesn't matter. Mitch gets the walk. What you guys hear going on in the rest of the room is a WPT bounty at risk. Our bounties in the field are worth $2,500 each. You knock out a bounty, you get half your buy-in back. Ari's at risk, but it sounds like Ari Engel got the double up. Still one more bounty in the field. Blinds are up. We're at 600, 1200. WPT main event, 5K. Bounties worth 2,500 each. Knock out a bounty, get half your buy-in back. Mitch taking down another one. Like I said, Steve's going to have to start playing some hands. Now that the blinds are up, he's getting short stack. He's making it too easy for Mitch. Win your way into the main event. One time. Mitch raising the 9-6 offsuit here. He's got to go to 2,400 here. We're at 612. There we go. Just min clicking it with the 9-6 suited. This time Steve decides to defend. He's got a suited Broadway hand. Wow, both players hit the flop. Steve top pair with the open ender. Mitch snap folds there. Good fold by Mitch. Steve rakes the pot. Mitch with about 17,500. Got Steve about 2.5 to 1, almost 3 to 1. Guns in the chat. Yeah, the Big 1025 game, no max in that game. That'll be a 1K min with no max. That's why that game gets so sick. If you guys have ever watched George Wolf play, he'll buy into that game for $1 billion. Steve taking one down. 5-4 offsuit. Betting the gut shot there, getting it through. The big game will be uncapped later. 10-25 no limit hold'em. Probably play more like a 10-25 50-100 game. Looks like Mitch coming in for a limp here. Jack deuce suited. Steve's going to knuckle the big blind. Mitch flopping the big heart draw here. Second nut flush draw for Mitch. Steve whiffs the flop. 2,600 from Mitch. Kind of a big bet there. But it works. Takes it down. Bets 200 more than the pot. Thanks for tuning in, guys. My name's Dustin Shacklock. Like I said earlier, in the middle of day 1A. Last time I checked, we had over 120 entrants so far. Hoping to double that number tomorrow. Steve mixing it up a little bit, bumping it up with the king tray suited. Mitch defends with some suited connectors there in the big blind. Both players missed the flop. King tray still in the lead. Steve getting a little more active, taking down some pots in this heads-up match. Blinds at 600, 1,200. Steve with a big king-queen offsuit in the big blind. Looks like he's going to make a raise.
This is Paul Petralia. He is holding ace queen, facing pocket kings. The boards read out 6 of clubs, 3 hearts, queen of hearts.
Oh, sounds like WPT main event champion Paul Petraglia might be at risk out there in the field. Flopping top pair, getting it in against 2 kings. Paul's gone. Sounds like Paul just got eliminated. Somebody just picked up $2,500 out in the field. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. What's going on here? Steve with the bet, Mitch with the jam. Mitch pulling off the big bluff here. I don't think Steve can call. Even though Steve has the best hand here, I don't think Steve can call. Steve lays it down. Mitch picking up a good one, pulling off a bluff there. Rips it with Jack-8 offsuit. Nice play out of Mitch. Big uncapped 10-25 game coming your way later tonight. I'll be here. I'm going to go wander around the room and see if I can get somebody in here to come commentate with me. We're going to have some fun. This time, Steve with 2 aces in the big blind. Mitch looks like he's getting raisin chips out there. No, that's just a call. Just a call with the Jack-9 offsuit from Mitch on the button. Action on Steve there with the 2 aces in the big blind. Steve only with about 7,300. He's got about, what's that, 12 big blinds? 11 big blinds? Two aces still in the lead. Steve's going to get his last 5K in the middle. Mitch makes the call here. Mitch is going to need some help. He's going to need some running cards. Mitch way behind. Oh no, Jack-9 picked up the open ender. King or an 8. King or an 8. Nope, doesn't get there. Steve's going to pick up the pot. That's a big one for Steve. 17.5 in the middle. Steve taking out a big one. Ace is good. Aces hold up one time. He was only a 94% favorite to win the pot. Steve with a big double up. Heads up for that 590 seat. Steve's still stacking chips. Doesn't even have time to play his button. Steve picks up the big blind off Mitch. Royal Flush Girls Satellite into the 590. We're on a delay here out of Best Bet Jacksonville. As soon as this is over, we're going to tweak a few things, and then we'll get that big cash game fired up for you guys. Big 10-25 uncapped cash game action. Steve got himself a beer. Hell yeah, it's Friday night.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so you're 800.
Little confusion as to where the button goes. Looks like we figured it out.
Man, I tried to sneak them past y'all. Y'all wouldn't let it go. Can't get nothing, nothing. What is there, cameras?
Steve got himself a beer.
16 playing for that 590C.
Looks like blinds are up again. We're at 8-16 this time. Mitch with about 5 bigs, if that's the case. A little over 5 bigs. Steve only with 10 big blinds. Both players with the queen 5. Steve with the diamonds. Mitch offsuit. Mitch knuckles a big blind. Steve with the big diamond draw. I don't think Steve's going anywhere with the diamond draw. He calls. Both players with the same hand. Steve with the diamond draw this, although. Mitch lead flop, check turn. Oh, let Steve get there. Mitch runs right into the hand he's trying to represent. If he's trying to represent diamonds, didn't work out too well. Runs right into the diamonds. Steve double checks his cards and then quickly calls. He couldn't get his chips in fast enough. That's going to be it for Mitch. Mitch is going to hit the rail. Steve's going to pick up that 590 mega seat. Hopefully he can win a seat into the 5K $1 million guarantee main event. That's going to do it for the WPT Royal Flush Girls Satellite. Steve is our big winner, picking up that 590 seat. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back in about an hour with that big 10-25 no-limit hold'em cash game. See you guys then.
It still works.
Still works. Still works.
I need a